Holland, who's returned with us, and this will be his first chance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me start by thanking you and the ranking member for bringing us together. I think this is a very important bipartisan effort to tackle our largest strategic challenge in the world, which is China, which, as I see, is taking a two-pronged approach. They've been very clear in their 2025 plan that they want to be dominant in cutting-edge technologies around the world. And I think it's important that we step up our game, which is why I support the bipartisan Endless Frontier part of this proposal put forward by Senator Young and others. And then, of course, they want to use that economic muscle to enter into what, as Senator Rubio described, a mercantilist strategy overseas, combined with Belt and Roads, not just to strengthen themselves economically, but to export their model of authoritarian rule. So I think this is a really important effort, and I think we need to also expand our toolbox here in terms of response, which is why I supported Senator Shaheen's amendment and others, and believe we need to substantially boost our efforts in this overall area. I want to thank you and the ranking member for including two amendments I proposed as part of the manager's package. One does involve the Development Finance Corporation, which I think is a very important innovation. Supported the amendment to increase the authorization to $100 billion, but it needs direction in a number of areas, and one is in the digital space. We've seen what's happened not just with our European allies who have been tempted to take on 5G, but in Africa and other places around the world. Huawei is dominant. They have 70% of the 4G market in Africa right now, and so one of the amendments adopted would call for a better digital strategy with respect to the Development Finance Corporation. The other is based on a bill I introduced with Senator Sullivan to identify all the areas, and there are many, as we know, of lack of reciprocity in how China deals with everything from U.S. diplomats and travel to how they deal with press and media to how they deal with American businesses, identifying those areas and recommending a strategy for how we deal with that. There are two amendments I propose that I won't offer because they also fall, as I understand it, within the Banking and Housing Committee jurisdiction, but I will be pursuing them. One has to do with the BRINC Act, a bill I teamed up with Senator Toomey a number of years ago to pass secondary sanctions on North Korea. We know from UN reports that there is some leakage in that sanctions regime, especially from banks based in China, and we really want to press this administration, as we did the last administration, on that. The other relates to reports of China working in Saudi Arabia on uranium ore development, just wanting to make sure that we don't see China supporting uranium enrichment activities in Saudi Arabia going forward, given all the non-proliferation issues. So those are amendments I'll pursue separately. I do just want to say a word about this blue slip issue, because I think many of us encountered it over the years. And I would say, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member, beyond this particular bill, it's my view that the House has taken an incredibly expansive interpretation of the blue slip power. And this is true of both Democrats and Republicans in the House. So I think beyond this bill, we should have a larger discussion. Many of us have had bills that have been tripped up on that issue. I understand the blue slip power, and I respect it, but the House is trying to, drive through a big hole there, and they use it to enhance their leverage on both sides of the aisle. So I hope we'll have that broader conversation with them beyond this particular bill. We've encountered it in many places. And finally, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member, I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor of the bill.
Without objection, the senator will be added. Appreciate your contributions to the bill. Look forward to supporting you in the Banking Committee as a fellow member on the amendments that